everybody, I'm Ranvi Nissan and today I want to share 20 bookish facts about me with you, and I have no idea why you would be interested to listen to them or know them, but I'm a very vain person and please indulge me and pretend like you care. So without any further delay, let's start with the facts. Number 1. I did not know about the existence of Harry Potter or the magical world of Hogwarts and all until I was 15 years old. So when I was 15, I read my first Harry Potter books and I finished them under a week, all 7 of them, and since then I've been obsessed with them. And the second fact is that whenever I take a sorting house quiz, that is the Hogwarts house sorting quiz, I either get Slytherin or Ravenclaw, and I love those both houses so much and I love them equally. I can't decide which one to be in, so I always call myself a Slytherin. It's embarrassing at times to say that out loud, but I'm a Slytherin. And the first ever book I purchased with my own money, that is the stipend I used to earn during my internship, is the Twilight Saga books, that is the 5 books of Twilight, and I waited so long for this particular white cover edition to be back in stock. By that time I already owned the classic black covers and it was not enough. Back then I used to be really obsessed with Twilight, so I bought the entire red and white cover editions. And fact number 3, currently I own around 5 to 6 different editions and copies of Pride and Prejudice, but the obsession started with this little copy. I stole this from a public library and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I stole it and I read it, and since then I'm so addicted with Pride and Prejudice. Right now I own like 5 different editions of it, and it all started with this tiny little copy from a tiny little library near my college. And the fifth fact, is it fifth? Okay. The only reason I ever read the Divergent books, where are they? Yeah. The only reason I ever read the Divergent books is because everyone was doing so much drama about the ending of Allegiant. It's like it's going to destroy you, it's going to kill you, and I wanted to see what the big deal was about Divergent, so I read the entire trilogy and it destroyed me. The ending did destroy me. If you are a newbie reader and have no idea what Divergent or Allegiant is, please do not underestimate the power of Allegiant. It will really destroy you. It made me cry for around 2 hours, I think, after I finished it. But it was totally worth it. I really like this series. Not so much, but I really enjoyed them. At the age of 12, I was completely obsessed with Famous 5 books. The first time I borrowed a Famous 5 book was from my school library, and for the next year, the same year and the next year, I read nothing other than the 21 books of Famous 5, and I think I own all the 21. Yeah, these are not 21 books, these are 14 books. The other 21 are down there somewhere. Yeah, and my school library had the best Famous 5 editions. They were so old and they had the beautiful smell of old paper with illustrations, and it was so amazing. I've never been able to find those particular editions in so long. Yeah, that was my first bookish obsession, Famous 5 books. The next fact, let's forget the number, I don't remember which number this is. I think George R.R. Martin is the greatest writer ever, and he is the god of writing, he is the god of fantasy. He wrote such an incredible series with such intricate plot lines, and he even created so many religions in it, so many states and so many characters. I think he's the god of writing, and if he dies without finishing Game of Thrones, I'm going to die. I need him to finish Game of Thrones, The Winds of Winter and The Dreams of Spring, I think the next book is. He needs to finish that before dying. Yeah, so the next fact. The book that made me cry the most in my entire life is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. Please don't have the prejudice of Twilight while reading The Host. It's a really good book, and I was reading this when I was in college 3 years ago, and I was crying while reading it. After reading it, I cried the entire day, and all my friends kept laughing at me for taking a book so seriously. What can I say? Non-readers are an entirely different species. Yeah, so this book made me cry the most ever in my life. And the next fact is, if you can notice, all of my books are covered. Every single paperback copy of mine is covered because I have this very obsessive urge to cover every single book I own. Literally every single book of mine is covered because I get so much anxiety if any of the paperback copies are not covered. I do not have OCD. This is the only weird quirk I have, that all my books need to be covered, especially the paperback copies. And I have a very, very particular way about how to cover them. When I was like 13 or 14 years old, I first read the Twilight books and I was obsessed with them like a billion other girls out there, and I read every single fanfic ever written and every single point of view. Like I read Bella's point of view, that is the original Twilight. I read Edward's point of view, which was a fanfic, and Jacob's point of view. I was so obsessed with it and I had such huge hangover after reading Twilight. Not anymore. I mean, I still like and respect them because Twilight is the book that got me into reading young adult and all. So I respect Twilight, but not obsessed with them anymore. And coming to getting into reading, the book that got me into reading dystopian was the Maze Runner series. And that was my first ever dystopian book, the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. I think there are 5 books in the series. I was so taken by them and the concept of dystopia and sad, dark world. And that is the book that got me into Hunger Games, and you know how much I love Hunger Games. So thank you Maze Runner, thank you James Dashner for getting me into dystopia. Very unsurprisingly, a few years ago I used to be Team Edward, and then I watched Vampire Diaries and I am Team Damon. Team Damon till the end of my life. Team Damon since Hello Brother. Team Damon forever. First time I read The Fault in Our Stars, I was I think 15 years old, and I did not like it at all, and I am so ashamed to say that. I was so daft and I was an idiot to not understand the beauty and the complex, not so complex, beautiful writing and story of The Fault in Our Stars. Then I reread it when I was 16 or 17, and since then this is one of my favorite books ever. And so this is the moral, that first impressions are not always the last or the best impressions. Please give the books you don't like another try. Yeah, Fault in Our Stars, my favorite book. Talking about not liking books, I really don't like Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I read this book earlier this year in January or February I think, and I really did not like it at all. I don't know why, but I didn't like the plot, I didn't like anything in this book. Maybe I'll give it a second try, maybe it will be the second The Fault in Our Stars, or maybe it may not be anything. But yeah, I really don't like this book. And while we are still on the topic of not liking books, I really dislike Jane Eyre. I don't know why people make a huge deal about it. It's okay, it's not the greatest book I ever read. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I really dislike it. And on the topic of classics, my favorite classic other than Pride and Prejudice is a tie between Frankenstein and Wuthering Heights. These are my 2 go-to classics other than Pride and Prejudice, of course. And if I had to choose one between the 2 of them, it would be Wuthering Heights. I really like it. It's not a love story, that's why I like it. And Frankenstein is a very eye-opening, enlightening, gives you empathy kind of book. My all-time favorite bedtime story is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. This is so adorable, and I really like listening to the audiobook of this. It is narrated by Neil Gaiman himself. I have a audiobook version on my phone all the time, and whenever I'm bored or in mood for something fun and light, I like to listen to Norse Mythology. This is a collection of short stories, like around 10 short stories I think, all related to Norse mythologies, and it's really fun. Please, if you didn't read this, please check this out. This is my favorite bedtime story, especially the audiobook. Check out the audiobook. And if I had to live in any world, in any bookish world, I would obviously choose the world of Harry Potter and Hogwarts, of course. But if I had to pick another world Other than Harry Potter, I would really like to live in the world of the Vampire Academy. Yeah, these books, the Vampire Academy books, it is so cool. Their world is so cool. If you're a vampire, you get to control one of the elements like the fire, water, earth, air, spirit, or something like that, I think. And I would really love to control spirit. And if you're a hybrid between a human and vampire in this world, you have the pre-installed martial arts skills in you by birth. You know all the different kinds of martial arts and you're a kick-ass fighter. So it's a really cool world to live in. Vampire Diaries, it's Vampire Academy, not Diaries. Yeah, so if I never get the opportunity to go to Hogwarts, I pray I get to live in this world at least. When I was a newbie reader, like around 5 to 6 years ago, I did not know about the concept of DNF or not finishing a book completely. So because of that, I sat through so many horrible books and I finished every single one of them, even though I did not enjoy them. And one big example is 50 Shades trilogy. I hated reading them. Erotica aside and bad writing aside, that book is so toxic, so unhealthy. But I didn't feel like I should stop a book before reading the entire thing. Like, it felt really disrespectful towards the story and the book. So I pushed on and read the entire trilogy, and it was pure torture. But now I don't do it anymore, and you should not do it anymore too, because there are billions and billions of great stories out there waiting for you, waiting to be read by you and appreciated by you. So please don't stick with the books you don't like to read like I did, and move on. Find new great books. There are millions of them out there. Yeah, so I think that wraps up all the facts. I lost the count around when we were at the 4th fact, I think. Yeah, so I hope you found that at least remotely entertaining, and yeah, so until next video, goodbye.